Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. Despite this defendant having an attitude and being a little moody, the judge gives the girl a solid. In addition, he reminds her, sleeves are not for snot. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
All right, this is case 25-1179. This is People of the Michigan versus Serena Cole. Chance of the record.
May it please the court, David Capelli, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Ms. Serena Cole, who is standing to my right. This is the date and time set for sentencing, Your Honor. Both Ms. Cole and I have reviewed the assessment. There were some minor factual inaccuracies that she noted. If the court would like, I'll go over those now.
If they're minor, we probably don't need to concern ourselves with them.
I didn't think that they would ultimately impact the end recommendation.
So today is the day and time set for sentencing. I've had an opportunity. I just read excerpts from the assessment. I didn't take the time to read the entirety of the assessment. I just read the analysis and what they're recommending. So if you'd like to be heard.
Thank you, Your Honor. I know that Ms. Cole is taking this incident very seriously. She shows up to court today with a support worker. I know that she's intending to work on herself so that she doesn't appear in front of the court in the future. I would ask that the court sentence Ms. Cole to a period of probation consistent with the assessment. Thank you.
He hasn't told me anything about your case. So you get to tell me about your case.
And read the court decision in January.
You have to actually speak because the way that you're speaking is not very clear to me.
I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about it. Or which
You're
one.
supposed to talk about your case.
Yeah, what do you want?
Let me just take a quick look. It looks like you have a case of being under the influence while you were driving and you had somebody in the car that was less than 16 years of age at that time. That when you were analyzed by the police, looks like you had hit a tree and that you blew a .093.
Made a poor decision.
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
made a poor decision. I
What was the poor decision you made?
drinking. But driving while I was drinking.
Okay. What about having a child in the car with you at the time?
I made a poor decision when having her in there too.
What about the fact that you were only 19 years old at the time that you were drinking?
She was all poor decision.
Get yourself a tissue. I said you should get a tissue so that you can quit rubbing your nose with it.
It's not. It's just like it itches. It's not what.
But you don't want to be rubbing your sleeve all in your face. So I need you to kind of concentrate on the words that you're using as you speak to me so that I can be clear about what it is that I'm hearing. It says that you're only 19 years old. Is that true? Why are you drinking then?
I don't have an excuse.
Well, not that there is an excuse, but there's a reason that you're drinking and you're underage. It's illegal for you to do that, right? And then you're driving a car on a road that is open to the rest of the public at the same time, when you don't really know what it might do to you in terms of your ability to drive safely. Because you're an inexperienced drinker, you need to do your nose.
What? Go my nose.
Probably need another piece of tissue. So you understand why this is so significant? Explain that to me, why you think it's significant.
I couldn't hurt people. I couldn't hurt people on the road, or I couldn't hurt my lungs.
You need to clean your nose. Okay, so is there something that you want to add to the discussion? Why don't you come on up? Don't usually get people from the government coming in to talk to me. Can I get your name for the records?
Yes, Tia Skates. I'm one of the senior juvenile court officers with the 30th Circuit Court.
How is it that you have interest in this particular matter?
Well, it's my understanding that at the preliminary hearing specific to Ms. Cole's daughter, that she was in consideration of participating in family treatment court as well as the intensive neglect services court. I am the worker assigned to the matter with under the Honorable Judge McCormick through family treatment court. So I would be the assigned worker if she's to go forward with those programs.
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Your Honor, I would agree. Unfortunately, I'm here because we were hitting some roadblocks in how to get there. I am here in this matter because what's going on with Ms. Cole and her daughter, it does matter. And of course, with it being a minor child, time is of the essence. And we've been working with her to for her to make some progress in the case and get involved in these programs. And we're honestly not seeing that at this time.
So it sounds like to me, and I run a specialty court myself, and I have for almost 20 years. So I have a lot of faith and confidence in what people who are specially designated to do when they're trying to arrive at a way forward can do if they have somebody that's properly motivated to participate. So I'm willing to try and work with you as a term and condition of probation for her to successfully complete that program, because you guys have more specialized things to deal with childcare and those issues. We're an adult court, so we don't really have those things. Kind of learn about them by the by, but it's not like that's what we do. So I'd be willing to try and have that be a compliment for what it is that I would do. Actually, I'd take a step back to give you a chance to see if there are things that might be able to be beneficial for both the defendant and her family.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Those are one of the things that I had attempted to discuss with Ms. Cole, that in other courts, and I've worked with Eaton County courts as well, that at some point we may be able to do reporting probation. The goal is not to be overwhelming, not to duplicate services, but to get the right ones in place. And at this point, as you mentioned, when people are motivated, I think that's the key word. I'm not really sure that Ms. Cole's ready to make that decision, ready to make change. And we are very much trying to motivate her. And we are stressing that because of her baby that's involved, time is of the essence. That is kind of where the roadblock that we're hitting right now. But I would be more than willing, if she's motivated and truly ready to make the change, not just say it to keep the child in her care, but truly ready to make the change, I'd be more than willing to do some sort of reporting probation to make it easier on her to have to deal with the criminal matter.
Well, one of the great difficulties in situations like this is that sometimes people don't know what they don't know. And what they don't know can actually be harmful. And in a situation like this, it sounds like she could be a good candidate for you, especially if we sort of work in tandem. I mean, I take a huge step backwards to let you guys do what it is that you do.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree that she could absolutely be a good candidate. My background specifically, I explained to her, young mom or not, part of my background is also residential experience with the mother baby program through Child and Family. So very familiar with that. I was very honest with her. It's going to be some work. These are both very intensive programs, and she's going to have to put a little bit of pride aside and prove that she's ready to move forward to honestly do this, not just to say it, but she's got to go through the work in order to make that effective and to be accepted into the program. I'm a little bit concerned about the time frame, because if anything were to happen with the jurisdiction of her child, certain programs can't prove that the child is safe or continue to report to the judge that the child is safe in her care. And if that were to change through the judge she's in front of right now, those programs would not be available to her either. So there's a lot of things that are in
Time
stance.
is of the essence, basically.
Absolutely. And she does have a court hearing this afternoon at 1:30 in front of Honorable Judge Koenig.
Carol Koenig, known her for a long time. She hasn't been a judge very long, but I've known her for a long time. I knew her when she was a county commissioner.
Yes.
So, Ms. Cole, I need to talk to you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad that you were here today. I don't know if you have any idea what we're just talking about. You have any idea?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think we're talking about. And I'm not trying to test you. I just want to make sure that you don't walk out the door without having a complete understanding of what's going on.
I'm talking about the innocent family court programs.
Not really.
But that's
Really, what I was talking about is you're here today for sentencing.
Mhm.
So, as part of the terms and conditions of the sentencing, I have to decide what it is that I believe should happen that's going to give you the best chance to change, to become a person that you would want to have raising your daughter.
Mhm.
And in order to be able to do that, try and look around to see what I have that's in my little bag of tricks to help. And it just so happens that this nice lady happens to be here today to tell me that they have an interest in working with me too. So what I'm thinking in the back of my mind is that I need to figure out of all of the things that could potentially happen today, what I believe would be the best thing for that you can have the kind of life you're supposed to have. And as a teenager, that's pretty deep for you to have to think about that. You shouldn't even have a child at this time, but you do. And so we're just going to deal with that. Because that's a lot of responsibilities. That's a lot of obligations. I'm not telling you actually anything that you don't already know, but you probably didn't think about that when you first got pregnant. But now that you have a child, you can see that there is a whole lot involved in raising that child, to giving that child an opportunity to have the kind of life that she's supposed to have. And looking out for you at the same time. So what I'm thinking I want to do, but part of this really depends on you and your motivation, is to give you a chance to work with those people while you're under my jurisdiction, to give you an opportunity to be able to have some of the resources that they have, some of the direction that they have in terms of supervision, to make sure that you get exactly what it is that you need out of the process. And since they are people that work with people that are not adults, they actually have entree or access to things that we don't even know about. So what I'm looking to do is probably do something a little bit creative, and that is to kind of take a step back in terms of what I would do with supervision, to give you a chance to be supervised by them and have it be a condition of your probation with me that you successfully work with them. In other words, you can't go there and be pouting. You got to actually show up when you're supposed to show up. You got to go to where it is that they ask you to go to and follow up things. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Because I think at the end of the day, you're going to be very pleased with who you are. Not to say that you don't have that you're not pleased with who you are at this moment, but there's so much more that you might be able to do if you get assistance from people that know where the things are that you need to make sure that you and your baby are okay. Make sense? Tell me, do you have any questions or concerns about what it is like that?
I don't think I could work with her. It's
Why not?
difficult. The last time we talked, she met up at my house. So the first 30 to 40 minutes, she talked about how she did research on me because I was on probation before all this work.
Okay, get a tissue. Get a tissue.
Okay. From a while ago. And she had asked me for our first meeting, which, yes, I was being a little moody, had an attitude, which, I'm pretty sure everybody would if CPS came or people involvement first time. And so, yeah, she asked me a few questions about it. I didn't give her answers. And because I'm like, why does it matter that I was on probation a while ago? We're talking about what's happening now. I guess she took it upon herself, but like, it didn't bother me. Like, okay, if you want to do research, you can do that's fine. But I guess she did research, and we had a meeting. She went to the meeting, and she went on a whole rant about how she did her research and how she knows me and how she like all this stuff, and it was like stuff that doesn't matter for her. And then she came up to my house last week and did the same thing, and it's like I don't want to hear about my past. Like I get it, and then the person that she's hearing it from, he was never there for me. So it's like she's getting all the wrong information from a person that was never there for me.
So
It's just
then,
hard and difficult working with her.
so then
It's like
what you need to do is to make sure that the communication lines are clear.
she doesn't text back, she doesn't answer.
So
It's like,
what are you doing right now? I'm trying to explain something to you. It's happening. So you have to be able to be patient with people too.
you're no worker. I can't. She's difficult. I appreciate her telling me the truth. I really do. That's all I want from a person is telling me the truth and being honest. And that's what it's like everything else she is doing, it's not helping me. It's stressing me more out. Like I don't know.
You know, I think it's really, really extremely helpful that you're telling me this. Number one, she's listening to you. So she's actually hearing what it is that you're saying. And I'm pretty sure you didn't tell her all of this stuff yourself. But that's okay, because now she's heard it from you. And I think that that's going to actually help to guide her steps in terms of what it is that she needs to do. But remember this, anybody that works with you can be replaced. Anybody that works with you can be replaced. I can be replaced. She can be replaced. And anybody that's named in our stead can be replaced. The key is you just need to find people that you can work with. I think that you could work with me. I think that I can work with her. I want to see if we get our acts together, whether the three of us can work together, because I think that we have an opportunity to help you to do what it is that you need to do. But if she were the type of person that proved to be unreasonable, then I'm not going to try and work with her. She's got to prove to be reasonable. She's got to be proving to be on top of her game, just like you got to be on top of your game. Like I've got to be on top of my game. The fact that she found her way to this courtroom and was sitting there listening to me is a good indicator that she has the ability to listen. She did not have to be here today. She could actually be sitting in her office watching this on her computer. But instead she's here. So I'm willing to give her the benefit of a doubt to see if I'm going to be able to work with her. Okay? So the game plan, I think, at this particular moment is because we're dealing with a pretty short window of time when they're going to have resources available for you and your daughter, is to see what we can get in place and get that in place as quickly as possible, because you don't need to be suffering. You need to have some certainty about where it is that you're headed to. Agreed? You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Sorry.
So what I think I would like to do is have her do what it is that she would be doing, and to have me be able to see what it is that she's recommending for you. And then have that be a part of what it is that I'm ordering, so that we're being consistent. I don't want you to have to do two things when you only need to do one thing. So you don't need to be doing things for me and then doing things for her. You can just do things for her that make sense to me, and that way we can cut down on what it is that you have to do. Make sense?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do, is it Miss Skates? Is that your name? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn sentencing on this case so that you can do your workup. Let's see if we can be in agreement with what it is that's being ordered so that we can just have one thing where you can be successful at that one thing, working with her, that will satisfy what we're doing here as well. So you're not jumping through hoops for both courts. Okay?
Okay.
So that will give you more breathing space. You have any questions about that, Mr. Capelli?
No, Your Honor.
So probably what we should do is adjourn sentencing. What makes sense, 30 days or 60 days for you to get your stuff together?
The full 60 days, I think that would be fair.
All right, so we'll adjourn sentencing with me for 60 days so that she could get her game plan together, working with you, so that we can see how that's going to work out. Okay. But I'm not going anywhere. I want to stay involved, make sure that nothing happens that shouldn't happen. Okay. I'm in this for the long haul, even though I'm going to take a little bit of a half step back to give them a chance to do it, because I don't want you to be overwhelmed with having to deal with two court systems. That's a little bit much for anybody. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions or concerns about anything that I've said to you? No? Mr. Capelli? Questions?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
So adjourn this for 60 days. Let's get everything lined up on behalf of what they're doing through Ms. Skates. And then we'll have a review to make sure that everything worked out the way that it was supposed to work out, because I do not, let me repeat that, I do not want this to fall through the cracks. Okay? Any questions?
No. Unfortunately, she does have an MIP ticket
Okay.
that the default entered September of 25. There's 145 in that.
Did you know you have an MIP ticket?
And IP,
Minor possession.
yeah.
So they're asking for $145 for that. You might actually be able to get that dealt with by talking to the prosecutor about whether they're going to go forward with that.
Mhm.
You let them know that you're with me. As a matter of fact, is this through Ms. Ezel?
No, it isn't, Your Honor. It is Meridian Township.
So we need Colin.
Yes.
So we'd have to talk to Mr. Harkness, Colin Harkness, to deal with this.
He's left.
Yeah, I'm sure he's left by now. So we'll just adjourn this to the next date so that you can talk to him.
Yeah.
Actually, the Capelli may want, well, actually, that's a different jurisdiction, isn't it?
It's a civil infraction, and we can't represent on civil infractions, Your Honor.
It is a civil infraction. That just seems kind of crazy, because she could end up getting the default or something entered against her because.
I understand the standards require a jail as a penalty in order for us to represent.
Oh, I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying it just seems awkward if you got a situation like this.
I agree with you, Your Honor.
Because you can actually just get this case dismissed by just having one conversation with them.
And I was actually unaware of the MIP.
So how do we keep tabs on this to make sure that she doesn't end up with a judgment?
The default would have to be set aside, which you could do, and I could send for a free trial.
I can set aside the default right now. Default set aside. It's like magic. We need to have a file for this stuff, so I can write it in the file.
Actually, that would go just in a plastic folder, so you can write on the register of action there.
Default is set aside and it'll be rescheduled. So I'm setting aside the default against you, so that judgment goes away, and telling them that they need to talk to you again so that they can dismiss that, because I think that we've got a way forward with regard to this case. Okay? You understand what I just said?
Yeah.
Capelli, any questions or concerns?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
You have any questions?
I
All right, then we'll see you in beginning of next year. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.